Hi, and welcome to Conscious Creating Life Coaching. My name is Diane. I'm a certified holistic life coach, and here at this channel, we are all about the practice of creating our lives consciously. And today, I would like to share with you 3 tips on how to stay sane in challenging times. Because I don't know about you, but to me, things feel super chaotic right now with the political scene, not only in the United States, but in other countries around the world. With the climate change, with natural disasters from the LA fires to earthquakes in various places, and just it's feeling a little nutty out there. And I thought it might be helpful to you, and it's certainly helpful to me because they say we teach what we need to learn. So here we are. And I thought these 3 tips to stay sane could be helpful. So, the very first tip is to limit your exposure to the things that disturb you. I know that might sound silly or naive, but honestly, with social media and our phones with us 24/7, we have access continually to social media and news, and those things are not meant to, you know, calm us or do anything really positive. What they're meant to do is get our attention. And they get our attention by very inflammatory, worrying things, disturbing things. And that can keep us agitated. And if we don't manage that, man, it just to me, I feel like it just sends me diving for the stress gummies if I don't monitor that. So whether it is something on like Instagram, Facebook, X, or the TV, or any written news that you get on your phone or old-fashioned, hard print, whatever it is that is disturbing you, limit your exposure to it. Now, I'm not suggesting that you're not informed or you just turn your back on everything that's going on. We can be informed without marinating in it because that's what we can do if we're always just getting these messages, this said this and that said that, and these people are doing this. That can keep our bodies in a continual state of fight, flight, or freeze, and that is not healthy for us. That very helpful state of fight, flight, or freeze was meant to keep us alive when dangers came up suddenly, but also went away suddenly, when something was chasing us and then we evaded it and got away. Then it goes back. But if we stay in that heightened state, that hypervigilant state all the time, your immune system is not functioning even close to optimal. It's hard to have regular eating habits. We frequently eat too much or too little. We can sleep too much or not enough. It is not good for us to be in that continual fight, flight, or freeze state. So limit the things that cause you to feel disturbed. Whether that's, and it's up for you to determine what that is. Only what would work best. Maybe 10 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes in the evening, maybe less, maybe a little bit more, but really challenge yourself because there's a whole other world out there besides all of that inflammatory stuff. And if you want to experience any measure of peace, equanimity in your life, just feeling like calm, everything's okay, you can't live in that soup all the time. So number 1, limit your exposure to the things that disturb you. Number 2, use your energy and attention on the things you can control. And you might think, that's not much, Diane. It's like there's a whole other world out there and I can't do anything about it. Precisely. I agree. What you can do things about are controlling what you fill your mind with, how you nourish your body, how you spend your time, how you move your body, the thoughts you entertain on a regular basis. Those things have a huge impact on the quality of the life that you live. For instance, if you think, I'm going to take all of the energy and attention that I used to spend being plugged in all the time, and I'm going to really fine tune my food. I'm not suggesting you go on a diet or anything, but really think about it. Maybe go to the grocery store, and I think it's a really fun exercise to go through it backwards. So if you always walk into the store and go to the right, walk in and go to the left. Shop it differently. Pretend you've never been there before. You know, don't just mindlessly toss the same old things into the cart. If you go through the middle of the store and you're buying food that's packaged, pause, read the labels. Bring your reading glasses with you if you must. I do. And as you go through the produce section, challenge yourself to try something different. You ever pick up a star fruit or an ugly fruit? When was the last time you had bok choy? Challenge yourself to focus on your nutrition, because when you nourish your body, in a healthy way, you will feel better. That is a great way to feel better, is to be, more meticulous with what you put in your mouth. And just to loop back a little bit, a lot of times when we're upset, we comfort ourselves with the things that are, not good for us: sugar, fat, and salt, and alcohol. We can end up binging on those things in an attempt to calm ourselves, to soothe how agitated we feel. But that doesn't really help us in any way, and we end up not feeling any better. A lot of times with indigestion, reflux, skin issues, trouble sleeping. So as you fine tune your nutrition, and even if you just want to focus on one or two things to get better, add one new veggie, add one new fruit. Cool. Do that this week. You will begin to notice that you feel better. When your nutrition is better, you will feel better. And when you feel better physically, it's easier to feel better mentally. Another great way to focus your attention is on how much you move your body. Got an Apple Watch? I'm doing okay with my rings for not even 10 in the morning. Challenge yourself to get to your step count. It doesn't have to be 10,000 steps. If you're not used to walking much, start with 4,000 steps. Start where you are and build up. Don't judge yourself. Don't think it's hopeless or whatever it's not. Again, using the power you have over the things you can control will absolutely yield you a more enjoyable life. It will feel better to be you when you take care of your body, mind, and spirit. In taking care of that body, we talked about nutrition, now movement. Workouts don't have to be done at a gym. You can call up anything on YouTube, from, low impact to beginners, for beginners to hit workouts, anything in between. Strength training, there's some great people out there with, free content that they're providing, and it's very easy to incorporate movement into your day. And not just exercise, but just movement, just walking, cranking out some jumping jacks or doing some squats while you're waiting for your coffee or your tea. Take your dog for a walk. Just get outside and get a few steps in on a break from work. Leave your phone down and just walk outside. That is caring for your body, but that's also caring for your soul. To back away from everything and be in nature is a very healing exercise. So taking, like I said, all of the energy and attention that you have available to you and directing it toward what you can control, how you care for your body, mind, and spirit, will leave you feeling much more grounded and less vulnerable to all the chaos going on out there, because you're grounded. You're have a deeper sense of peace within. Prioritize your sleep. That's another thing to focus on, along with nutrition and moving your body, is prioritizing sleep. Cut off screen time, like 30 minutes, an hour, they say, before you go to bed. Make sure your room is nice and dark. Plug in things that have a light as they're charging, put them in the other room, or throw a cloth over them, or close a door or whatever it is, so that you can have a nice, dark, quiet place to sleep. Here's the thing. If there is light in the room, even though our eyes are closed, our body picks up on that, and our body doesn't produce enough melatonin to help us sleep. So having a dark room is really important. And then have it at a good temperature. We sleep best when it's a little chilly. So what that is for me is likely to be different than what that is for you, but experiment with some different temperatures. Do you sleep best when it's 68 or 71? Sort it out, but prioritize that. Develop a good sleep hygiene. No cell phone in the bed. No cell phone in the bed. Don't play games and look at stuff that, again, has your mind engaged in your psyche all ramped up. Bed is the time for love and for sleep, and that's it. It is not a time for technology. So leave that off. Okay. And the last way that I have, the third tip for you to remain sane during these very challenging times, is to really lean into your creativity. When we are being creative, when we are drawing, painting, singing, writing, gardening, even kneading up, redecorating a bit of your house, even if it's just rearranging the things that you have. I'm not talking about going out and buying new things. Reorganizing a place in your home, going through your closet, donating some clothes, maybe looking up some new recipes, some new healthy recipes for you to make. However it feels best for you to be creative, do that. Set aside time for that at least once a week, hopefully more than that. And don't think it's like, Diane, what's the point? I'm not going to sell this painting on Etsy or something. No, I'm not going to hang it on my wall. The blessing of the creativity is not in the finished product, but in the creation of it. We are blessed, our souls are nourished, our psyche is calmed as we are creating, as we're doing the fun things that spark us. My husband works as an electrician, a commercial electrician, but he has become an extremely gifted woodworker. And bit by bit, he's added different tools and things in our unfinished basement. And it's got quite the wood shop down there now. And that's his happy place. When he's down there creating, turning legs for a table, or making a bowl, or cutting boards to give away to friends, or whatever it is, that's his happy space. That's where he de-stresses. My daughter does watercolor. She has an extremely stressful job, very demanding job. She de-stresses with her watercolors. She puts her favorite playlist on her phone, probably some good old Hall & Oates or something, because she loved the music that I listened to when she was growing up. Green tea. And she paints. And she too now, like my husband has made so many beautiful things out of wood, my daughter has this huge portfolio of beautiful watercolors that she's made. And what is she doing with it? I think she's had 4 or 5 of them framed now. And maybe one day I'll show you when it's hanging on my wall here. But mostly they're sitting in her portfolio. The blessing is in the creation of it. So give yourself that gift. And if you think, I don't have a creative bone in my body, I call BS, you do. It just hasn't been fed. It's just lying dormant. Get yourself to Michael's or Hobby Lobby or whatever art supply store you have in your area, and just roam. Just see what calls out to you. Is it a canvas? Is it some yarn? Did you used to knit or crochet? Is it painting? What is it? What sort of crafting? Even if you haven't done it before, piques your interest that you would like to try. I've never done this before, but maybe I want to give it a go. Give it a go. Lean into that and know, like I said, the blessing is just in the doing of it, not in a finished product you can do something with or sell. When you do that, you are connecting with your inner self, that inner child. You are giving voice to your creative spirit. And with those three tips of, reducing your exposure to the media and news that disturb you, using all that focus and energy to tune into yourself and caring for your body, mind, and spirit in ways that leave you feeling better, and in leading into your creativity, those almost, I don't know if it's a stretch to say that it's like they form a protective bubble around you, that you're just not so vulnerable to every little bit of whatever news comes along. Those practices help you feel grounded. They help you feel calmer. And they help you remember that there is a whole lot of life that is really good. It's not just the alarmist things that are going on out there. So I encourage you to experiment those three things. Do yourself a favor. And I would love to hear in the comments below what you are trying, what you are doing, and how it is working for you. Approach this with a light heart. Let it be easy. Let it be fun. There's no pressure like, oh, I've got to find something that de-stresses me. Okay, that's stressful. Don't do that to yourself. Let it be fun. Let it be easy. And focus your attention on the things you can control. And you will feel much saner, much calmer, much more grounded. And you will be adding to the love and the peace in the world. I hope that's been helpful to you. And until next time, people, create your day consciously. Bye for now.